Hi, and welcome to a Mystic Dude Diablo 3 video. Now, I've not done any videos for a bit. I apologise for anybody who does watch my videos regularly. I've just been that busy with a lot of things and personal things, and I've been trying to do a podcast, get that off the ground, and I just haven't really had time. There's not been a lot of content I've been into. But recently I've got back into Diablo 3. I played a bit of Season 27 towards the end, and now we find ourselves back at Season 28 with the onset of Diablo 4 due out soon. So yeah, invigorated with Diablo, here we are with a Diablo video. So in this video I'm going to show you my take on the Barbarian build for Season 28. So it might be a bit of a long video, so feel free to skip the parts that you're not interested in. But I'll quickly show you through the build, and then we'll just do a bit of a demonstration play on it to show you how it works. Really easy build. I'm brain dead for a lot of time with it. I haven't finished it. I'm still leveling it up, and I haven't even started really pushing greater rifts. But I just thought I'd show you where you are. If you're sort of thinking of getting in and you're not sure what character to play, this might be the character for you. So as you can see, I'm level 902 on my Barbarian, and well, I will show you where I am up to on the altar for anybody who's interested in that, because in Season 28 we get an altar as the Season 28 flavour. So this is where we are. I've got 2 portions unlocked at the bottom. I took these 2 first because I just thought they'd do better for the Barbarian. That's still a good portion, but I find that I'm not always stood in the circles. So this is sort of the route I've gone through. I've still got a couple to do. So like sealed the critical hit grants resource. You don't really need resource on this build. There's only one ability that uses the resource really, which is a battle rage. Cost 20 fury, and the war cry gives me 20 fury. So I haven't unlocked that one yet. So that's where I am, more or less there. I need me Staff of Verdun as my next place. So with that said, let's quickly look at the build. There's variations you can do, but this is what I'm going. It's most people who are playing this build, they're calling it the Frenzy build. It's with the season set, which is the Claws of Savages. And as you can see, the the 6th set gives you 2000% increased damage on Frenzy. That's your main damage dealer, is the Frenzy. It's a generator, so again you don't need to worry about resources. So that's your main damage dealer. Furious Charge, depending on the build you have, does a bit of damage, and then you've got your boost from your Wrath of Berserker. On this build, that's on cooldown a lot of time, depending how you build it. I'm not in any rush, I'm not doing speed runs, so I've not been too bothered about cooldowns on it yet. So I just time my runs, and I ain't got much problem. I'm up to, let's see where I am, I'll show you where I'm up to on the Greater Rifts. So at the moment, my next Greater Rift is going to be, yeah, around about 118. I think I've done a 114, I can't remember, 116. Ah, yeah, I've done a 116. So, and that's with this build, and I face rolled it. So onto the build. Basically, you're running 2 one-handers with the new primals now, where you can smash up and get ashes, and you can guarantee to make one of your items a primal. The one I did was this, the Asia Wrath, basically because I got a decent one of the Oath Keepers, this one, so I made that primal as I didn't have any decent off weapon. So if I drop a better one of this, or if I drop a better one of the Asia Wrath, then I might make Oath Keeper primal. Or if I get 2 decent weapons, I might make one of my rings or even my belt primal, I don't know. Anyway, so I'll just quickly go through it and I'll show you the variation that I am doing, which is slightly different to everybody else, but the builds are all more or less the same. So I'm still running 6th set. In my cube, I always go to wrong obelisk. In the cube, I've got Bastions Revered, fantastically strong for this build. As soon as you get this in your cube with this build, you notice the difference. So your frenzy stacks up to 10 times. It says it's an additional time per stack. I don't really see that happening all the time. But anyway, it's the 10 stacks and everything else. Depth diggers, primary skills deal 100% more damage, which is my frenzy. And then the grandeur, ring of grandeur for the set bonus. Now, if you do drop a primal one of these, you know, you might be able to change it around where if you dropped primal depth diggers, which were fantastic, you could actually wear them and then swap something else out. You know, put the 5 set. There's variations you can do, but we'll talk about this one. So the main changes on mine, I've got the 5 set. I've got the Band of Might, which is really important. That's going to be hard to get a good one of them. That's not bad, that one. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a grind to get on them. Compass Rose and Traveller's Pledge pretty much set in place on this build for the damage reduction and the damage dealt. Now where I've gone different on this build, I have gone, oh sorry, let's mention the belt first. So the belt, Undisputed Champion, again, pretty much set in place. Frenzy gains the effect of every rune and deals 392% damage. That's not bad. Max is 400 as you can see, so that's a pretty good belt of mine. It's not an ancient though, so yeah, that's going to be a bit of a grind. So what I've done, I've changed the belt, the braces and the shoulders. So I've got shoulders on there. Furious Charge deals 33% damage. Now, you can also put Furious Charge damage onto this if you, depending on the rolls, another 15%. So if you got max roll, you'd have 50%. Now, at the Greater Rifts, it's really negligible. It does 600% damage, you know, and then if you did have max on that, you get another 60%. It's just a nice little addition. It's not really your main damage dealer because your frenzy is your damage dealer along with your berserker when it's off cooldown. But it is nice that it sometimes cleaves some of the smaller adds off. So it doesn't do any harm, but I like it. I like that it does a little bit of damage. So that's why I've got that. But this is my main item that I've changed, and I do like Mortix Brace. Now, not only do I have the cold skills, which sort of synergizes with the Azure Wrath, it gives all rune effects on Wrath of Berserker. So not only am I getting all runes with the belt for the frenzy, I'm getting all runes with the Wrath. So let's have a look at that. So with the frenzy, so basically you get all these runes. So the sidearm additional, it's not great, a lot of damage, but it's cold damage, and with the bonus I've got, it does a bit more. It's nice. It's a nice little bonus. Bit of bonus speed as well for each stack of frenzy. Bit of lightning damage there if you want it, and also as well a stacking damage. 10 stacks, there's another 25% damage. So that is on from the belt. That is why you wear the belt. You know, it's just really, really strong. And we'll look at Wrath of the Berserker. So Wrath of the Berserker, all the runes. We've got Ariat's Wall. Gives a quite big chunk of damage when you first activate it. We've got 50% increased damage when it's activated. We've got critical hits, can cause weapon damage to an area. We've got a damage reduction, which is again nice. And we've got life per fury, which on this build that is not really you know, I'm not saying it's not important life per fury, but we're not spending fury like I said before, except when we hit our war cry. So when we hit that, it's just 20 fury. So we're not getting a lot. You know, we're just getting a little over, just short of 11k. So forget about that one. But the others are quite nice to have, and that's why I've done this. So I'll do a bit of a demonstration. I'll just run through a normal Nephilim. So if you're bored, if you don't want to watch it, it doesn't take long. I'm on Torment 16, as you can see. Now, the way we do the build, and I'll just tell you how to play it in case you're not aware, if you're thinking of it. So basically, you're just holding down Frenzy all the time and running towards the enemies. As you get near them, you hit your Furious Charge, which is that. When you land on the enemies or finish with the enemies on the Furious Charge, you can charge again if you want. Yeah, because that cooldown can reset depending on how many enemies you hit. But let's say these two here, Noah and Tyrael, were elites. You know, so you come up to elites, you charge to them. Then what you do, you hit your threatening shout. Yeah. Oops.
Want to find more gold out there?
I don't want to talk to them.
Bring a thief with you
So I
next
can't
time.
hit it while they're here because they're friendlies. You hit your threatening shout. So your Furious Charge is giving you your damage reduction. And I'll just show you the reason for that is from our Band of Might. So as you can see, after casting Furious Charge, you get 74% damage reduction. Add that to all the other bits of damage reduction. Yeah, so it's quite important. So you charge into enemies, you get your damage reduction. You then debuff them with the Threatening Shout, which they take 25% increased damage. So you debuff them with that and then batter them. That's basically it. And then you move on to the next. When you come across a load of enemies or elites, that's when you can drop your Wrath. You know, you don't need to have it off cooldown all the time. If you're popping your potions from the altar and getting the buffs, so you reach that, if you get this empowered, then that'll drop your cooldown on that a lot quicker. So it's 120 seconds minus the 40 seconds you get from the effects. So let's go into the room.
Are you strong enough
So
to survive
when you get in,
the
whether you're in a
trials?
party on your own, just hit your war cry and hit your battle range, and they'll last for 2 minutes. And then, like I say, all you need to do, you don't even need to use your movement. Put it on attack, strike, and they're dead. Put your battle rage on. Let's try and find some elites. Like I say, I'm just running through these and I'm not even targeting, I'm just mousing to where I want to run. Oh, there's some elite there. They've got boom, you'll be dead. As you can see, all death breaths that are dropping. I've got double death breath drop. That's not easy to say, that death breath. Death breath. I can't get my teeth around that. So yeah.
Still recharging.
I'll just basically run into everything. I mean, I had 2 lots of elites there, and they've just, all I've done is run into them. Basically, they just died, they just melt. Like I say, I mean, you can fast forward if you're not interested in this. But you can see how fast it's going. And it shouldn't take too long, providing we get some more elites to get to the Rift Guardian. So that'll spawn some more. Look at all them death press there. Them explosions there, they won't kill you on this build if you've just dropped Furious Charge, but it's good to get into the habit of running out of them, because they do hurt, regardless of what level you're on. I can't stop running past chests. As you can see, I'm still looting chests. I just can't run past chests without looting stuff. Me, I'm a definite loot whore. Drop me Wrath just to get a bit of speed. All them death press. It's nice. I don't know why I go back to stuff like that. I make myself slow on these bits because I go back to stuff I don't really need. So we're coming up now to around about 80% where we'll be getting up to Rift Guardian.
The Rift Guardian has found.
There we go. Where is it? Oh, it's up here and it's dead already. So it's saw how quick now that's farming. This is tier
Need more
16.
time.
Torment 16, should I say? Tier 16, you know what I mean. Oh, can you hear a goblin? Where's the goblin? I want the goblin.
Not ready yet.
I want that goblin. I heard a goblin. There he is, you little bastard. Yeah, give me them mats. Give me them mats. Give me the shinies.
Still recharging.
So that's Torment 16, and
I
you
am
saw
returning to town.
how quick it was. Just let it when I went to town. Little bastard. So you saw how quick it is, and my build isn't finished. So I'll just go through items that I've got at the moment, and you can see that's an ancient skull, but the stats are not brilliant on it. Not bad. I've got crit and a socket. I've got life in it. The reason being, I'll show you what life. I'm running about 549, so my vitality on my gears is low, so that's why I've put that gem in there. On that Val Ward, like you can see, I've had to roll some vitality on it, otherwise I'd have been struggling. With Traveller's Pledge, Strength 2 crits, and a socket. So just remember, on your socket and rings and socket, you're always looking for double crit and a socket. And then you want, ideally, you want flat damage as well. And I haven't got it on any of them yet, so there's plenty of room for me to improve them. I've got a bit of room to improve that. Although it is nice that I've got 6% crit on that and the cold damage. My belt's the same, that's low strength. Also as well, when they're ancients, I can augment them with the Caldison's Despair. As you can see that I've done on that one there, 6 plus 625 strength at the bottom. You can only do that on the ancients. So I do have a couple of gems in my bag ready to go on, which I'm going to do tonight. I'll stick one on this, maybe one of them braces on the ancients. So I'm, like you can see, I'm not. I only got the boots last night, so I haven't really done any runs with them yet. So I'm nowhere near maxed on this. It's not near min max yet, but it's, as you saw, it's quite easy to play and it's quite fun. You know, I've been running with a friend who's playing a Demon Hunter. I can keep up with him now and do as much, if not as more damage, and you've got the survivability because of the damage reductions. You know, when they're all up together, you know, and the altar's so strong. So that's Mystic Dude's take on the Barbarian for season 28. I do have some transmogs on my gears, if you're wondering why I'm looking so sweet, and I'll quickly show you what they are. Because I do think it looks alright. So you can see that I like the Barbarian sets. You know, he's got a bit of a red thing going on there, a couple of red swords, cutlass type swords, with his cute little red teddy who collects all the stuff for him. And I'll just mouse over my skills there again, then you've got one last look at them. I didn't mention the abilities that I've got on, so we'll just go back to game and I'll just mention them. So I've got Rampage, Berserker Rage, Boon Above, Kaphos, and Nerves of Steel. Now Nerves of Steel you can swap out. If you find that you're not taking a lot of damage, or you know you're doing fairly alright, you can actually swap that out. You know, you could put Relentless in. What's the other one? That's pretty good. I forgot which one it is now. That's the one, yeah. Brawler. Brawler's quite good because you're a melee. You're in groups a lot of time. More often than not, that helps you clear the packs. It's an extra 20% damage. Yeah, there's lots that you can put in instead of that. Well, just put in what you feel. I would say that uh, Rampage is pretty much a given. I think the first three are pretty much a given. This, like I say, this has got 120-second cooldown, so you really need this 30-second reduction on it. So that's a pretty much given. So's Berserker Rage. So yeah, if you're going to swap one out, just pick try them all. Try them all on that one and just go with whatever you like. So, yeah. Mystics Dude, Season 28, Barbarian. So, like I said, I've not done a video for a bit, so I'm glad to be back doing one. I hope you enjoy this. If you have played Diablo 3, hit me up in comments, let me know, tell me what your class is. Or you tell me if you're looking forward to Diablo 4, what you're planning on playing in Diablo 4. And if you've not watched the video, then obviously don't leave a comment because you've not seen this. But for now, Diablo 3, and that's Mystic Dude out.